What is up, you guys? This is Robert Wolkenbrod back with another episode of Cinema Talkery. We are here for the next big feature that's coming out, which is the DCEU's Birds of Prey. Now, this is going to be one of the few DC movies coming out later throughout 2020, with Wonder Woman also coming out this summer, and this is really This is the fresher movie of the two, obviously, because we haven't seen the Harley Quinn character in a couple of years, and we are getting introduced to a whole batch of new characters, which we'll get into. It's coming out on Friday, February 7th. There's already a lot of hype around it as the first real big superhero release of the year, and it's set to potentially redesign the look of the DC movies again, much like how Aquaman and Shazam did when they respectively released in 2018 and 2019. So Birds of Prey is going to follow the Harley Quinn character played by Margot Robbie, who people will know from the Suicide Squad movie back in 2016. It was a financial success, but a critical flop. It was trash for its plot, if there was even one, villain, and almost everything with it besides Harley Quinn and Will Smith's Deadshot. I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was maybe one of the worst superhero movies I've seen, or maybe of the past decade, or maybe not even that, but maybe just one of the most disappointing ones, just because of how big of a deal the Suicide Squad is, and also the fact too that they had to take it off of the CW's Arrow once it went into development on the big screen, which that was disappointing too. So Birds of Prey is just about here, and we'll just quickly run through the cast here, because there's the characters you should be able to be familiar with here, and potentially in, who knows, even future DC movies, depending on how things play out. Because obviously there is Margot Robbie as the titular Harley Quinn. She'll be back in all her Harley Quinn glory. She's, again, a big fan favorite. And without the Joker on her side anymore, this is probably her chance to really break out more than she did in Suicide Squad. You have Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Helena Bertinelli, a.k.a. the Huntress. Fans of Arrow will have some familiarity with the character, but this is going to be probably a little different. Obviously, different actress, we'll have Mary Elizabeth Winstead stepping in with her cool, relaxed personality that you've seen in previous movies, and I'm looking forward to see what she does. Jurnee Smollett-Bell is going to be playing Dinah Laura Lance / the Black Canary. Again, another popular character from Arrow. Black Canary is known for her screams that can distract any villains she's facing in fights and whatnot, and it's come out to be a cool move in comic book media. Yeah, I enjoy it. There's going to be the introduction of Rosie Perez as Renee Montoya, a Gotham City police detective. There's Chris Messina as Victor Zsasz. Yeah, I believe it's Zsasz. Who's going to be playing one of the villain roles, I believe. Or maybe not, actually. No, I'm wrong. Ella J. Bosco is going to be playing Cassandra Cain, another member of Harley's Birds of Prey, and she'll be by far the youngest one of this group. And then finally, there's Ewan McGregor as Black Mask, aka this film's villain, the overarching villain here, who's gonna target a member of the Birds of Prey and go from there. I haven't seen the movie, but that's a basic kind of plot to it, very basic plot. The film's cast looks interesting. I'm a fan of most of the actors and actresses that are in there. I'm looking forward to see probably what Mary Elizabeth Winstead brings to the table the most. I'm a fan of her from previous movies like the heck was it called? The Scott Pilgrim movie. I liked her there, and a few other things along the way. Looking forward to see what she does with it, and of course I'm intrigued at everyone else. I followed Ewan McGregor mostly since his turn as Obi-Wan Kenobi in the third Star Wars movie back in 2005. But yeah, let's jump into obviously the villain is Black Mask. That's for our next category is who is the villain here. He's described as via the great source we have, Wikipedia, an absolute narcissist. Could be interesting, I guess. So now this is really a movie that's going to be breaking out of the Suicide Squad, or breaking off of the Suicide Squad. Now we're getting another Suicide Squad movie next year, but it's going to be a full-on reboot, for the most part. Probably about a 95% reboot with a couple of characters coming back for James Gunn's film. But yeah, this is going to be the first official spin-off of that. Maybe it's going to be the only spin-off of that first movie from 2016, because there's obviously Jared Leto's gone as a Joker. That's not going to happen anymore. His Joker was not very good, and aside from Will Smith probably not coming back as Deadshot for the next Suicide Squad film, there's probably nothing else really worth investing to take as a spin-off. Of course, James Gunn's movie in a couple of years could change the game, but from the previous movie, this is probably the only character that's going to get her own thing from this. And I wouldn't be surprised either if this is the first of maybe 2 movies, 3 movies, whatever it could be for Robbie as Harley Quinn. Because just from how popular she got, and probably from how popular she will be coming off this, especially given this is a comic book movie, and comic book movies perform very, very, very well, which we'll get into shortly. But yeah, this is probably the only film, probably the only character, worth spinning off. And who knows, maybe we'll get a deeper backstory into other characters tied along with Harley Quinn here. I'm not sure what's going to come about in this movie, but who knows, it could be turned into a future spinoff for any of these characters, depending on how popular they are coming out of it. So we'll see. Box office expectations. Of course, there's always the big thing about films moving forward is how much money it will make, because obviously that's the thing for everything. Now, if we look at previous comic book films, we have everything seems like is making $1 billion. We saw Avengers Endgame do this. We saw Captain Marvel do this. We saw Spider-Man Far From Home do this. And we saw Joker do this back in 2019. We even saw Venom in late 2018 make, I believe it was 700 to 800 million. It was just insane. It was absolutely insane. I'm just looking up. I'm just double checking myself to see if there is any box office things here, because I hadn't seen anything here. But okay, there's from boundingintocomics.com. I don't know how reputable that is, but it has an opening week box office potentially at 49 million. Okay, and it could have box office pros predicting could be anywhere between 40 to 60 million, and they also predict that the final domestic haul will be a haul of 125 million and a range of 100 million to 150 million. Now that's obviously not including international markets, which a lot of times make up more of the pool here, because China can usually makes up more than half of it sometimes. European release, obviously, anywhere. Canadian probably counts too. So the domestic one might seem a little small, especially for a movie that has a budget of 97 million, I believe, in that ballpark. I think it's gonna make its money back. I'm curious if it's gonna cross. I don't actually, for a February release, I don't think it's going to cross $1 billion, but I could see it pulling out maybe, just given the fact it's a comic book movie. I mean, comic book movies, again, they just do really well, no matter almost what it is. I could see it getting at least 500, 600 million. And hey, I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to see this movie make as much money as possible. But coming off the Suicide Squad, maybe there's not a great relation to here. Maybe that's the only thing I could be thinking of. Of course, there's the whole thing about February releases not being great. But then again, we saw Black Panther make $1 billion 2 years ago, too. So I wouldn't be surprised either if, hey, maybe this movie approaches $1 billion. Maybe people want their comic book movie fixed again after not getting it since Joker. I mean, that's only 3.5 months ago. But yeah, who knows? Or actually no, by then it's gonna be 4 months. But yeah, very, very curious. Yeah, very curious to see how much money it makes. I'm gonna bet on it gets a sequel. I don't think there's gonna be a doubt about that. I would guess that they're just thinking this is gonna make enough money that we can carry on here. But who knows? We'll see if there's gonna be a plan for more, or if they're gonna do a spin-off, like I said, for another character, even though that might be diluting it a little too much, but we'll see. So now we can actually get into some of the reactions, the early audience reactions. Now, I haven't seen any type of reviews being released from their embargo, like an official typed up review. The only thing that I'm seeing as of this recording is the audience reviews that were popping up on Twitter. Now, these are also from critics, from writers, from fellow entertainment websites. So these aren't official reviews that you can go see like on Rotten Tomatoes or anything like that. But these are initial first reactions, and for the most part, these are pretty good. These seem good. I mean, they almost seem a little too good to be true because they are overwhelmingly positive, and hey, who knows, maybe the movie is positive. But in the past, a lot of these first reactions, I don't want to say they haven't matched up with the audience, or maybe not even that, but some of them even just haven't matched up with even the critic reviews that eventually come in. But yeah, I'm going to read these off. I got my trusty iPad here. I'm going to read these off because I obviously can't read these off the top of my head. So we're going straight to Twitter with this. These came out around Wednesday afternoon or early Wednesday evening. So yeah, let's get right into it. Eric Francisco says, Birds of Prey is killer. A slow start and awkward plotting doesn't stop the movie, and these characters from soaring in the end. Wildly violent, F-bombs on the wazoo, and the best bat fight scene since The Raid 2. If Margot Robbie could control this part of the DCU, she should. Honestly, this is the only one I found that had just a touch of criticism in it, because after this you see people love it. People love this film. I can't really comment on it because I haven't seen it, but I'm just taking what people are saying here. If Brandon Davis BD, if Birds of Prey told me anything, it's that we need a whole lot more Canary and Huntress. They are great, but there's a lot left on the bone. Sounds like maybe a sequel. Keaton Kyled, sorry if I'm saying this person's name wrong, says, the Birds of Prey embargo has lifted, so now I can scream about how absurdly fun it is and the way it completely washed the taste of Suicide Squad out of my mouth. Girls and gays, this one's for us. So, I guess maybe could be a gay character in there. I guess maybe that's a hint at it. Perhaps. I'm not sure. We'll see. Let's see. Chris Sylvia says, Birds of Prey is a violent, seedy slow burn, leading to a flack up that's truly something special to witness. Okay? And then there's, last one we'll do is Dorian Parks. Really enjoyed Birds of Prey. The action reminded me a lot of John Wick. The chemistry amongst the cast was great, and I would love to see more Black Canary and Huntress in the future. easy enough. I mean, I'm not going to read every single Birds of Prey reaction here, but you get the point. The reactions are positive here. People are like where the direction the film has gone, and there seems to be a lot of good stuff to it. I hope it lives up to the expectations, maybe of the audience, critics, my expectations, because I'm expecting a good film. I don't think this is going to burn anything down for any type of critical sensation. I don't think it's going to be a bad film either. I think it's going to be good fun. It'll be a good time to go see. And yeah, I think we're even without seeing it, I think we're going to get more out of Harley Quinn. I think DC and Warner Brothers are going to want to bank on this character, who's probably the most popular one right now, as much as possible. So we'll see. The film comes out February 7th. I advise you please subscribe to our channel below. Follow me on Twitter at RealRobWolken, where I'll talk about sports, entertainment stuff, promote my content, promote this stuff here, whatever. So I'll be talking more about that on there probably once the film comes in. And then I'm also planning on doing a show after I see Birds of Prey, because obviously there's going to be reactions and whatnot, and we want to get into it. It will be spoiler laden, just to give a heads up now in case you want to tune in. So we'll record sometime after February 7th, and we'll go from there. Okay? Thanks for following along this latest episode of Cinema Talkery, and go out and enjoy your day.